Welcome back to the GSL. We just saw a pretty wicked ZVZ with Sen against Imnest. It's too bad Sen couldn't have gone further in the tournament, but what are you going to do? Imnest is like it's like trying to stop a train right now in these brackets. So unfortunately, Sen's out. He's going to reschedule his ticket to go back to Taiwan.
Yeah, unfortunately. He's going to go home in a few days. He says he misses the food. I tried to convince him to stay in Korea. Well, maybe he'll be back. But
He said we could take him out for drinks.
All right, we'll do that.
Well, that's the second best thing from winning the GSLs, having a beer with Tastes and our
That's
toasters.
better than $100,000.
That's so much better, actually. You know what we should start doing? We should start charging people to drink with us, actually. There you go. Boom. New career move. Done. No, but seriously, it's too bad he's out. But we got to go on to our next match, and that is going to be
Goma against Maka.
Yeah,
Prime.
Goma. My sheet still says kid, but it's Goma,
okay, it's Goma
against Maka Prime.
A little bit of Korean vocabulary for y'all. Goma means kid.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you were right. I checked it. Actually, when I said Agi, that actually does mean baby.
Yes. I am Korean master.
So you win this round.
9.
You win this round, Artosis.
Yeah. So Goma, as we saw last time, the happiest player I've ever seen. The happiest human.
Great
I've ever
personality
seen.
on this guy.
Yeah.
And great personality for Maka Prime, too.
Oh, yeah.
Here's just a compliment fest. You're really handsome.
Maka is such a happy guy as well. He's like, it's more of a goofy happy. This other guy's just like this genuine, tears in my eyes. This is the greatest moment of my life. Life is beautiful. Life is wonderful moment.
You know, it's funny because when we saw, we're actually going to take a look at him now. Let's take, okay, so over here on the left, this guy, really nice guy.
Is he an OGS now? Is that an OGS? Yeah, he's wearing OGS clothes.
Welcome to OGS.
Well, I told you someone pick him up after that match.
Yeah, no kidding.
Goma.
This guy
I guess he's even happier than before because now he's on a sick good team, OGS.
Yeah. Congrats to him. Getting picked up. Maka, of course, in the Team Prime. You know, it's funny because this guy was so nervous before his game. I saw him chain smoking backstage. I was like, hey, man, good luck. Then afterwards, he's just like so happy that he won. And I bet he has to be feeling pretty confident. He played so well. It was a wise decision to have for OGS Monkey's team to pick him up.
If he and Jinro ever played on the same day and both won, imagine that happiness. It might make an explosion in that OGS team.
Too much
like
happiness. That's right.
Those guys are so happy every time they win, man.
Jinro, I'm so proud of him. He made it through. That's awesome. Maka Prime is somebody who's been around since the beginning.
Yep.
He is a guy that...
Maka Prime is actually sick good. Okay?
Yeah, he's really good. He was good in the beta, and he's good now.
Yeah, he was the first one doing the Maka Axes, which is now... We made fun of it because it was terrible before. Now it's like the best thing in the entire world against Zergidles.
Yeah.
Great player. Great players both. Both very happy players. Anyone who gets through is going to be all giggly happy.
All right, the first map is going to be Delta Quadrant. After that, Zelnaga Cavern. And finally, Shakaras Plateau.
Well, it's Terran versus Terran. Delta Quadrant, you can have positional disadvantage because it's not symmetrical down the diagonal, but instead counter clockwise. The map travels clockwise. I don't know how to word what's the thoughts in my head, Tastes. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
There are positional disadvantages from time to time if they are next to each other on that map, but other than that, everything looks good.
Right. No, I think you're dead on with that. So, guys, we got another TVT mirror matchup day today, it seems like. And TVT, slightly different from StarCraft 1, but still surprisingly, almost eerily similar. I mean, there's a few changes. Marauders have kind of changed the way you can actually rush into tanks, but it's still a very positionally based matchup.
Yeah, it's actually really quite similar to StarCraft 1 Terran versus Terran. Of course, there are changes. There's different units, but as you said, it's very positional. Your economy matters quite a bit. A lot of it's about siege tanks. Cloak is always this factor. You always have to have in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Banshees, of course, can be used. Cloaked, you go in there, you attack their SUVs. When they scan, you run for it, and suddenly they've wasted what could have been a mule, and that really messes up your econ.
The Marauders, even though they destroy tanks really fast, are kind of like Vultures were in that game where if you suddenly switch over to these and you have an overwhelming amount, you can just kind of roll through, and that's kind of what Vultures did in StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite a nice matchup in this game.
That, of course, was a TVT trick that was only used at the highest levels, but you're absolutely right. And, of course, we're at the highest levels here at the GSL, round of 32. A tournament where we start out with thousands of people. Now it's down to just 32. Actually, 31 because Sen's knocked out.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to get this game started. The players are ready. When our Korean commentators are ready, we're going to get this going. And we have the countdown, so get ready for some TBT action. Who's going to win between Maka Prime and Goma? Okay, in the red over here, our member of Team OGS. His name means little boy in Korean. He is
Goma.
Goma. Good luck to Goma in this tournament. In the blue, player from since the beginning of Starcraft 2. Used to play Warcraft 3. Very talented. He is
Maka Prime win.
Maka.
All right, well, looking at the positions they have on the map, Maka's back natural is going to be really easy for Goma to drop the ledge on. So that's really the only positional advantage we see here. It's not a huge deal, I don't think. From the TVTs I've seen on this map, people don't really favor that base anyways because it is droppable. But, you know, that's just the one small thing about this map in these positions. I don't think it's something that'll cause, you know, a game loss or a game win either way, but we'll see.
So, Terran versus Terran. As we said before, a matchup very much based on position. At times can operate similar to chess, you know, where you can actually control parts of the board, and it would be a blunder to move your pieces into those parts of the board.
That's right.
So we often see contains done, but at the same time, Terran vs. Terran has kind of changed since StarCraft 1 in the sense that drops are suddenly huge. So it's almost like we've added knights, more knights to the chess set or something.
Something like that.
Something like that. I played chess as a kid, sorry.
I did too.
It's a good game.
Yeah. Not as hard as StarCraft.
No. You're going to make people mad when you say that, but it's actually true. It's actually not as hard as StarCraft.
No, it's not nearly as hard.
Yeah. And I did competitive chess.
Yeah, me too.
But, you know, it's still, you know, it's funny.
As far as I'm concerned, Flash can beat Kasparov, all right? At chess or StarCraft.
As far as I'm concerned, Flash could beat Deep Blue. So now we have Orbital Command on the way. Very standard openers.
Goma. Interesting already.
Oh, wow.
It's going to float that in most likely.
Yep.
Make some Hellions in the natural base of Maka, perhaps.
Yeah, probably land it right around here.
Yeah. You can always, those Hellions would be good for scouting and perhaps harassment. Now, Maka, he's only got one gas. He's getting his factory, it looks like. Goma going to make that.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Artosis.
I was going to say, he's going to make that bunker. Make sure he doesn't die to any early pressure.
Note the caution from both of these players. Both getting their bunkers up. They don't want anything crazy to go on here. It looks like they're going to kind of focus on teching.
Yep. And Maka, I believe we are going to see go for a Banshee play, as he is getting that reactor now on his barracks. And he does have the 2 gases.
So
getting a tech lab on the factory as well.
Yeah.
So actually, it could be Siege Tanks and Siege 1. Those require a ton of gas as well. Now notice in the back natural.
Spotted.
That's right. But a Hellion will come out pretty easily. Maka. Gonna try to wall in perhaps, as he doesn't have a whole lot of stuff to fend this off with.
So he is going to try to wall this area off. And nice job by Maka. Getting that to about half health. He's going to try to chase this down. But he's got to be careful. The Hellion Spatry could run around.
That's right. And going to take it out.
Meanwhile, I think we're going to have Banshee and Cloak here from Goma.
Yep. In the meantime, Maka actually... Oh, okay. He has started his starport. So it's going to be a little bit late to
I
do
don't
this
actually
Banshee.
see an engineering bay here.
Yeah,
so this could be pretty dangerous with the Banshees with Cloak.
Yeah, the quick Banshee with Cloak could do a good job. You know, he is producing Marines out of that reactor barracks, but of course you can kite a lot of Marines with the Banshee You can kite long enough that one scan and Marines shouldn't probably take it out, especially when they don't have stim. So that could cause big problems for Maka.
Now, in the meanwhile, we have Siege Tank here. Marines right in the mineral patch. That's so smart by Maka because he knows obviously the Banshee's going to go right for those Marines. You want to get right under it, try to shoot down. Don't waste a scan. That's what Goma's job is right now.
Well, we do have, look at that, a couple Vikings being made, so that's definitely going to help him out. Will he scan before those get out? And, well, there's the cloak. He's going to have to, and there he goes. He's going to want to run now. Anticipate that scan, run away. Will Maka get it?
Oh, wow.
He doesn't, so, you know, that's the pain of playing against Cloak Banshee.
Yeah, very
and
true.
Now he's going to force that next scan. And with another one on the way, that is 2 mules that Maka could add, but now doesn't. With another one on the way, there are no scans ready.
He does have
making an eBay. Yeah, I think that he could get a decent number of kills here. He has cloaked it. In fact, cloak will probably run out before his scan is even ready. And just targeting away SCVs, forget those Marines. He just wants to hurt the economy. Targeting the SCV on the turret. Really annoying for poor Maka Prime. 8 kills already.
Wow.
All SCVs getting really far ahead here.
He's just going to, Maka Prime not minding right now, just trying to get this turret up. And nicely done. He tries to run away.
And he will get away.
Unless he veers off to the right and the left too much, or up and down it too much, I guess.
Of course, the units have the same movement speed.
Right.
So as long as you are out of range, you're fine. If you're in range, they can do some fancy micro to kill you. So we have a command center going up.
So he has to destroy these rocks or push out here and try to land here.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely land out in the front. It's a good positional place to go. And notice we have 33 SCVs for Goma, 20 for Maka Prime. So he's lost a lot of SCVs so far. And Goma right now, he does have another cloaked Banshee.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to run out. I think those Vikings may be able to end its life. We'll have to see. Marines coming out to help him. And Goma saves the Banshee right as it ends up. I tell you, man, this Goma kid is actually so good.
OGS must be so happy to have this guy on the team.
Oh, no doubt about that.
But he is facing off against Maka, who is easily one of the best Terrans out there. Easily.
That's right. Now, Maka does have his double command centers up, replenishing his lost SCVs quite quickly. The orbital on Goma going up. And I'm sure he's going to go ahead and expand as that finishes.
If you're new to StarCraft, one thing that's good is to drop a mule on the minerals before you lift it up, because it starts out right with 50. And he's not going to do that.
May want to drop mules on the outside minerals to make his expansions line up on running out a little bit quicker.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility.
When you expand a lot, that can help you.
Meanwhile, we have from Maka Prime, he's just sitting inside of his base. He has some scans stored up, so he's not going to use those for mules just yet.
Now, if we take a look on the production tab, Maka now is going for cloaking. But, you know, already we have, he could get a Raven, Goma could, and he also has 2 orbitals up. So the Banshees most likely won't be quite as effective for Maka Prime.
Right.
It's always better to kill some SCVs early game rather than mid-game, as they just replenish a lot quicker than mid-game. And percentage-wise, you lose less of your overall SCV count. Now Goma, he is going 2 factory siege tanks, getting stim, has those 3 barracks out. So we're definitely going to see Marauder Marine siege tank. Maka moving across the middle a little bit here. He does have the air dominance with his Vikings, so that's going to allow him to, you know, scout ahead, basically, as to where his stuff is. Goma's
going to actually engage.
Yeah, he may. You want to keep your SCVs in the front there. A little bit of a misfire. And it looks like these Banshees going to do some really good damage. And Maka is in a lot of trouble here, getting plowed over by Goma's force.
Now you can go over to this expansion if he gets there in time. And note these destructible rocks, debris, have not been destroyed yet.
Oh, man.
So that means that This is going to be bad.
It's a lot of siege tanks, Tasteless.
So he can't lift and move over to this spot.
In fact, Goma going for the kill. He's going to go right up the ramp.
He's got to try to get around the production facilities. That makes it very hard for Terran.
Oh,
if not impossible for them to win, because as the units spawn out, they are killed. It's not like Protoss with warp gates where you can spawn them anywhere.
Yeah, right now Maka's Banshee is helping a lot, but Goma going right for the siege tank of Maka. May have been a little bit overzealous, but will he get it? He does end up getting it.
There's one Banshee over here, but these tanks can do a lot of damage. Meanwhile, there is a... he loses his own Banshee.
This is interesting. A lot of SCVs of Goma decided to attack. That's mostly because over at his expansion, we did have a Banshee doing a little bit of damage, but meanwhile, back in Maka's base, he is going to end up cleaning up. We got to look at the unit count stage, so see what really went on there. Only 11 SCVs left for Maka. Drops 5 mules. 27 SCVs for Goma. Overall supplies, 54 for Goma, 31 for Maka. Maka in a lot of trouble, especially with this new force coming up.
Chasing down that Banshee. Boom.
Oh, he gets it.
I think this is going to be GG. I think Maka is KO'd here, or almost KO'd.
And he does have a siege tank in a nice position there. Maka landing that Viking to try to deal that extra damage that he needs. Smartly lifting it off. And the Banshee going to be able to clean up. Good choice by Maka to be making these Banshees. That's really the only thing that's kept him alive so far.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't for this Banshee, this game would look completely different. You're totally right about that. Now note, Goma is not as ahead as it looks because he's down on SCVs and he's not mining at this expansion. Maka with only 17, Goma with 23, but again, he needs to utilize this expansion. Now he's transferring. Oh, takes out the Banshee. Nice job there.
Yep. Very nice by Goma. Well, Maka, I believe Maka is just going to do an all-in from here. Notice he's throwing up a couple more barracks. He realizes he's actually quite far behind. And it wouldn't be a bad choice, just get a bunch of ground units to try to run over any siege tanks that Goma has and do a strong counter push. Goma, though, his production is strong. His economy is better than Maka's.
Looks like Goma is going to have to deal with this Banshee, which is going to fly in there. And he wants to just get as many SCVs as he possibly can.
Yeah, he's got to start catching up here. And he's going to take out quite a few, it looks like, especially considering many of them are already damaged.
Nice job, just runs out of there. Meanwhile, Terran is pushing over in this region. Remember that Banshee was the only thing that was keeping Maka alive. But Maka's going to walk into the siege line, and it's going to be buffed with a lot of Marines. He needs to back up.
Yeah, that attack was not going to do anything. Smart move by Goma to back out of there. Oh, no. Forcing his stem, not going to lose that Banshee.
He might have another scan. No. This expansion just now occupied.
These Banshees of Maka are really helping him try to come back in the game, but he does lose one.
Now remember, this spot, very droppable.
That's right. In fact, Goma does have that medevac.
Yeah, he could drop siege tanks up here, or make turrets and then drop siege tanks and just take over that position.
Maka now with a little Marine drop of his own. He may actually even put that on his cliff as a preemptive counter to Goma coming out here. Nope, looks like he's going to go over and try to get some damage done. But there is a Marine drop by Goma moving out as well. There
up
it is.
Here.
Now here comes Maka. Dropping off here. And he does not have stim, so it's not going to be quite as deadly as it could be. And with those Vikings, things are going to go wrong. Does kill siege tank.
He basically gets the tank and 2 Marines. That's it. Meanwhile, drop over here at Maka's expansion. A lot of action going on in this game. I think a tank drop would have been much wiser in this case. So, Maka drives him away. You see a ton of mules stored up here. Maka probably somewhat aware of the possibility of a drop here. Siege is up. He's got to get something to spot over this region.
Nice scans there by Goma. Goma, a little bit ahead right now in the supplies, 87 to 60. It's actually pretty big, about 50% more supply.
Yeah.
We do have 45 SCVs from Goma against only 31 from Maka. And Goma at this point truly could just make another expansion, and Maka would not be able to do too much to it.
Yeah. Uh-oh, takes out the Viking. If he can get siege tanks up here, remember, you can't attack something you can't see in StarCraft 2. He could take that position. Again, I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised.
And he is loading up. He has 4 Marauders and 2 siege tanks.
Do we have anything that could spot air over here? I don't see it.
You know, he's going to probably do some preemptive scans, and he does, as you see there, but you can just wait for those to run out. And that's going to scare Maka, I have to tell you.
How many scans does Maka have saved up?
He has
84
quite a few.
energy over here. So he actually has 3 scans.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be 4 pretty soon as well. Sieging up. If he has those Marauders as well, going to be able to take out those siege tanks pretty quickly. He's going to want to target the siege tanks.
Now this siege tank is out of range. Oh, excuse me. No, it's not.
And
Nice
Alpha
job there.
Marauders takes it out. See, this is the problem we were talking about, positional disadvantage. Very easy for Goma to drop this ledge so close to his main base.
It was really smart of him to put Marauders over here because if the tanks do rush up to this position here, the Marauders can stem, and they're so good against tanks, they just shoot them down right there. So
right.
once again, for the second time, Maka has to relocate his expansion. Maka being knocked around the ring.
And Goma getting ready to take this third base. I tell you, I love Goma's style. He's really impressing me. Playing really, really well here.
He scans over here to see if he can perhaps push. I think he's going to decide not to. He doesn't really need to.
Now, if we look at the production tab, we see Maka finally is getting stim. He's going to need that to help out in these tank Marine Marauder engagements. This is actually an excellent Terran vs. Terran, I have to say. Maka's crisis management has been amazing this game. Goma got way far ahead. And Maka slowly but surely trying to fight his way back. Unfortunately, Maka is on top, Goma is on top of things.
Yeah.
131 supply against 86 from Maka.
And this tank just taking a little view. Probably very lonely. Now, you know, what Maka's going to have to do is continue to defend. I would play it probably for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Oops, excuse me.
Nice little scan there, trying to take out the siege tank on Maka Prime.
I don't know if that was a wise move by Goma because now he's given up position over here. And that means Maka can double expand. But note, Goma has the gold.
Dropping mules there to really gain up his mineral count.
Yeah, if you look at the income tab here, it's almost double what Maka has.
Gold bases are good, Tasteless.
They are pretty good. I actually love how Blizzard put that in the game, by the way.
That is, yeah, between those, the gas or high grass, and
drop over here, stimming and attacking these SCVs. Just anything to slow down the income. You can see the income for Goma drops to below Maka's when he's not mining from that location. So sometimes these small drops you don't think are very effective actually have huge impact on the game.
That's right. Now notice we do have that sensor tower. That's really quite awesome. If you look at the mini-map, it gives him a huge ring of vision. Whenever Goma enters there, he's going to be able to react a lot quicker.
Now we have another drop coming up here. It would not be a bad idea at all to get a
missile turret.
Well, missile turret, I was going to say a sensor tower. It would really behoove him to do something like that.
That's quite true as well.
Oh my god, he's just not reacting. Is he not paying attention?
Losing quite a few SCVs here. And basically all of them, Maka spending just a couple Marines. That's awesome. But look at here, Tasteless, a huge drop from Goma coming over. And Maka walking his units back up.
He actually sees, there's actually nothing there.
That is like such a huge drop. That is very, very scary. And he's going to fly out of here a little bit. Decides not to do it. You know, one thing I like to do when a Terran puts up a sensor tower, Tasteless, I put some Zerglings, some Overlords, just worthless stuff, or stuff I'm not using at the time, on patrol at the edges of it. It really scares and keeps their eyes on it. Catches that drop.
Yeah, that's actually what you said was really smart, Artosis. Yeah, if you going to say, actually you can even fake drops. For instance.
Notice the edge here of it. If you just
line.
patrol a couple Marines in and out of there, it's going to keep on popping up little red things on his mini-map, and it's going to keep him twitching, keep him looking at it.
Yeah, you're totally right. Doing stuff like that really messed him up. But he doesn't seem to give a damn. He's just going to move forward.
There's a lot of tank siege here.
I don't know if this is a good idea.
The siege tank's going first. All the Marines pumping behind. This is exactly what Goma should not be doing. And he is just going to get slaughtered by Maka's army. Wow, that is too bad,
God,
man.
This is so bad by Goma.
Goma played a beautiful game up till there. and Maka just cost efficiently destroyed him. You know, when you attack in a situation like that, you want, you know, the Marauders up front, the Marines up front, spread a little bit, not the siege tanks. The siege tanks will go down fast, but those are the things that you need to survive a little time. And, you know, he still has a pretty big supply lead, but Maka is catching up. He caught up by about 20 supply during that little attack and took the gold base. So Maka, man, he is fighting back despite the early lead from Goma.
Yeah, Maka definitely made the biggest blunder we've seen thus far this game. And, you know, sometimes in Terran vs. Terran, all you have to do is sit back and wait. And if you think you're better than your opponent, other times your opponent will just fly his army into yours in a bad decision. We've seen this happen a couple times.
Yeah.
With these newer guys, newer to playing an esport like Starcraft, in front of a bunch of people, as they get stressed out, they realize maybe I don't have the advantage I had before, and they give away a big lead.
That is right. You see Maka trying to fly over here, do some harassment still. And I gotta tell you, man, if Goma's not careful, Maka's gonna catch right up.
Yeah, I think he's almost caught up.
Yeah, he is getting there very quickly.
The supply is quite different, but to be honest, like, it's...
Maka actually has like 1,000 minerals, though. And look at this, he just keeps doing little drops like this. That one didn't work out, but you gotta keep trying them. Eventually, as we saw before, Maka can make these work. But as you said, Tasteless, there is a sensor tower up for him over there. Nice drop by Goma, taking out Maka's newest little expansion.
Nice job there. Slowing Maka down a little bit. Note, he does finally have a sensor tower over here. Goma does. He doesn't seem to care. He's just going to siege up a siege tank.
Yeah, it's not going to do much. Goma's on top of things, taking out some drop ships and all the harassment of Maka. Little bit of a mistake there by Maka. And we see some barracks going up. Currently, the supply 173 for Goma, 137 for Maka.
And Goma has to make a better decision from here on out. I think he needs to focus on dropping like Maka is.
You know, I really love these sensor towers by Maka. It's going to be hard for Goma to do any attack into him, because Maka's going to see it coming, get in position. As we said, it's a positional matchup, so things like sensor towers are going to help out immensely as you have time to move your siege tanks.
So, the command center, we've almost mined out this gold expansion, excuse me, at the command center. So, also note this expansion almost mined out. Maka has a lot of minerals here, a lot of gold minerals here. If he can't hold this position, Goma can't.
Yeah.
Goma could lose this game.
That's right. You know, Maka's been being very cost efficient lately, and it's paying off as he hasn't mined quite as much as the easy expansions get. And look over here, Tasteless. We have up at Goma's expansion. A good drop by Maka. Gonna kill some SCVs off here. There's a lot of SCVs coming up. Goma, he comes right over with some units of his own. And Maka just all over the map right now, punishing the lack of Marauders, but at the same time, look up here, Tasteless. Nice drop on the ledge, killing some more SCVs.
And now we have a planetary fortress on the way. Meanwhile, he's trying to take an expansion over here. Maka is. And another one over here. I think we're about to see this game shift into Maka's favor.
We definitely could, especially considering he's doing a great job of zoning off this part of the map by setting up some siege tanks. It's going to be hard for anyone to attack into. Even setting up another sensor tower over there. I love this sensor tower play by Maka.
He's doing a great job with the sensor towers.
Yeah, it's very hard to attack into him anyways.
Another drop down here, stimming up, taking out supply depots, just anything to get his opponent you know, in a bad position. And, you know, you can really just tell how much better Maka is right now than Goma, purely based off the sensor towers and the position and the harassment. Off that purely. There it goes, taken out.
Maka right now coming in with a drop to the gold base. Gonna be caught.
And it looks like this won't be too impactful.
Yep. Goma cleaning it up. Maka, though, keeping on top of things. Throwing up so many sensor towers. We see little white circles all over the map. He looks like he's trying to make the Olympic symbol, Stasis.
He's got the Olympic rings, actually, you're right. At first, he just had a Venn diagram. Now he's got the Olympic rings.
Now look at this army. He's got to be very careful with how he controls it. They shouldn't all be in the same hotkey because, again, if the siege tanks engage first, stuff will be stuck behind. It'll clump up. The siege tanks of Maka will destroy it. But it really does look like Goma is going to attack into Maka pretty quickly here. And attacking north would probably be the best course of action. Notice we have a lot of Vikings there. Those aren't going to help. And look at that. Siege tanks in the front once again. Big mistake there for Goma.
Oh my God.
Maka just getting into position here. But Goma, can he get through? He still has some Marauders in there.
It looks like he's going to manage to get through, but not without a lot of losses.
Yeah, so many losses. In fact, right now we do have Maka in the lead with 142 against 121. And Maka just coming up from behind with his siege tanks.
You know what? I've accidentally turned on just his vision. Do you know how to turn this off? I guess we just go over here.
Go ahead, everyone.
I was scared. I was like, wait a minute.
Oops.
I think my T bumped the 1T.
Well, Maka, beautiful play, really. This guy truly is one of the best Terrans in the whole world. He was so far behind. Comes
there
back.
It is. GG.
Beats Goma in that first game.
That was epic. Whoa. Talk about a comeback. Maka has to be feeling so good after that game. Guys, don't forget to submit your questions. I think Goma knows he had the lead and just kind of threw it away.
Oh, he definitely did. Those were horribly sloppy attacks. You know, that's something that you can learn in StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2. When you're attacking into siege tanks with siege tanks, the siege tanks have to be in the back of your army.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get up there, tank damage with the stuff in the front while it spreads out. Then you siege up your siege tanks while stuff is fighting their siege tanks, and then your siege tanks hit their siege tanks. That's how you engage. But unfortunately, Goma messed that up a couple times, and it resulted in a loss.
Yeah, it's too bad. He didn't manage to keep the advantage. He suddenly got maxed out. He's like, well, instead of taking the whole map and containing him, he just sort of attacked into him.
Yeah.
That was sort of a novice mistake. I'm sure he knows better, but nerves can get to you in situations like this.
We have to hand it to Maka Prime because I thought he might even all in at one point. I'm like, I understand. I understand why he would all in at this point, but he stayed calm. He just fought off attack after attack, used those Banshees to snipe the Marines so that the Banshees could clean up everything else. Went down into like 10 SCVs like 3 times.
Yeah.
And just came back with solid defense. He had to have Goma mess up a few times to win, absolutely, but that was the best shot. TVT is a very complicated matchup. Goma is kind of new to being a top player, and Maka did everything it took to win. Things went his way, and he won. I am very happy for Maka Prime. He played excellently.
Yeah, he definitely did. By the way, Goma's coach, the OGS coach, just went in there and gave him some tips. He's probably saying the same thing that we're saying. Is you don't need to attack into him. Just relax. You're right. When you're ahead, just focus on staying ahead. Don't focus on ending the game. It's not necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
so we're going to get this started soon. The coach, I just saw on our preview screen over there that he just walked by. So I think we're all going to be ready to go. So get ready for game number 2 here. It's going to be on the map Xel'Naga Caverns. This is a great map, and you got to be very careful. We're getting counterattacked on this map. It is 1-on-1, so brace yourself for some TVP action.